Why do some people, a lot of people, want big movies, big blockbusters to fail? New TV shows, we hope they fail. New movies, we hope it fails. Why? Welcome to Tachyon Pulse podcast.
Our Tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.
So I did a video a couple of days ago about Superman and the Fantastic Four. And I got a bit of grief on there because some people that hadn't really listened to what I was saying basically went at me saying, oh, well, no, it's doing really well on ticket sales and it's going to do great and blah, 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 blah. My video is actually about the surprise from a couple of people that work in the industry, PR people, that were talking to me saying the studios are actually expecting not to make their money back on these films. And it's weird because they're quite good. They're good films. These people have seen, early showings of these films and they said they're good. They had a little bit of criticism about Superman and a little bit of criticism about Fantastic Four, but on the whole, they were saying, look, these aren't, Doctor Strange 2 or anything like that. I hate that film. These are good movies. They deserve to be billion-dollar movies, which they would have been probably before COVID. The thing is, on YouTube, I actually have a little bit of a reputation as being somebody that's quite negative. And I don't think it's deserved. And I think you guys that watch me regularly would disagree with that statement. But it was actually on Reddit. Somebody said, and a load of people agreed with him, that they were talking about the Tachyon Pulse podcast and a couple of Star Trek videos, and they said, I profit from hate. And I just put all this hate out there, and then I basically make money on it. 2 points. 1, I don't. And 2, I don't make any money on this channel. It's pocket money at most. But anyway, I don't think these people understand how YouTube works. Unless you've got like 1 million subscribers, nobody's making what I would consider like money on YouTube. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The main thing, though, I would argue is I don't put a lot of hate out there. I try to be quite balanced. There are, though, YouTubers out there that's what they are. That's their bread and butter, is criticising everything. Putting out a lot of hate about Disney or Amazon. They're saying that everything this channel does is woke and everything this channel does is terrible and everything something else, blah, blah, blah. When I do videos that are quite negative, are me saying, look, this is going to happen and it's not good, blah, 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 those videos do tend to get more views, though. That's why these YouTube channels do it, because it gets views. If I put a video out saying, this is brilliant, I love this film, blah, 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 nobody watches it. Now, I do put stuff out there saying how much I love things like Daredevil. Daredevil's a good example for this. There's loads of posts out there and loads of videos out there saying how terrible Daredevil Reborn has done for Disney. Nobody's watched it. Nobody watched it. The only thing I've ever said about Daredevil Reborn is how much I enjoyed it. And that it's disappointing that if these rumours about its hours are true, that happened. Because I would rank this just as good, not as good as the first season of Daredevil, but just as good as any other the Marvel series. It's just as good as Jessica Jones. Maybe not the first season again. The first season with David Tennant was excellent. But it's just as good as the other season of Jessica Jones. It's better than Iron Fist. And I would actually argue it's better than the other one that I've forgotten the name of. I think it's better than Defenders as well, actually. For me, it's a really good series. This isn't She-Hulk. This isn't a couple of those other series that Marvel have done that haven't been very good. But the thing is, people will really attack Marvel, and rightfully so, for things like Doctor Strange. They've been awful. But a couple of their series have been quite good. I actually really liked The Winter Soldier and the Falcon. I really liked Hawkeye. I thought that was really good and entertaining. I never did watch Miss Marvel. or Miss Little Marvel, or whatever it was called. I never watched that, and I'm not looking forward to Ironheart. That looks terrible, but I will give it a go. But a couple of other series they've done have been good. They've improved the movies recently. I will say that as well. The movies have got better. But it doesn't matter what Marvel does. There will be a load of videos almost gleefully hoping that they don't do very well at the box office, slavering themselves, like really getting overexcited that a film bombs, because then they get to do loads of videos saying how crap Disney is. I don't get it. I don't get the agenda against Disney or any of the major studios. Okay, we should look at projects and say when they've not done very well, and a couple of the movies, they've been bad. And you can look at some creative decisions that you, to be fair, could go, well, that's just woke as hell. That's particularly with Disney and other networks. But we should want them to do better. When a project is coming out, we should say, when we, see a trailer, think, don't fancy the look of that. I will have to admit, the first trailer of Superman, didn't fancy the look of it. And I told you guys, I didn't fancy the look of it. I thought it looked a bit silly. The whole thing with the dog, Crypto. Crypto? The hell's that dog's name? The whole thing with the dog just looks silly. Just Crypto, innit? Get in the comments. So the whole thing with the dog looks silly. But actually, when we got the next trailer, I think it looked quite exciting. Also, a load of the early photos, where they got that big ball in the air and Superman's putting his boots on. I'm just like, oh, God, what are they doing? But the other stuff has looked really good. Even the stuff with Crypto, when he goes in and Crypto comes get him. I love how then Crypto's sort of jumping on him, and as you can hear him breaking his bones, sort of thing, as he's jumping on him. I thought that was great. So I'm now actually quite looking forward to Superman. The first couple of trailers for Fantastic Four, I didn't like. I thought it looked silly. I now understand why it looks the way it does. And some of the other trailers and things I've seen, and a few little clips and things I've seen, I'm quite excited about Fantastic Four as well. So, there's one thing talking about your personal opinion based on what you're seeing. And then you can nitpick. And anybody can go in and find something that they don't like about it. People are saying like Pedro Pascal, he's gone nuts, political stuff. I don't really go into that. As far as I'm concerned, he's an actor. I don't really care about his political ideology or anything else. He's an actor. So I just want to know, can he act? And as long as he can act, I don't really care. And Pedro Pascal's one of those actors I've always liked. I've always liked him in everything I've ever seen. So, not the second season of that mushroom thing, The Last of Us. First season was so good, but my God, the second season's not. I've actually stopped watching it. I got bored. And apparently I'm not the only one. Apparently the viewing figures have just gone off the cliff like a lemming. But I'm not going to take any glee out of that. I'm not going to take any, joy out of that. It's a shame after the first season was so good, but actually we get that a lot in a lot of TV series, that the second season, you get a lot of this with bands, music bands as well, that the curse of the second album just isn't as good. It doesn't mean that the third season or whatever won't pick up. So, yeah. I just wish we didn't have to be quite so negative. And I really wish positive videos did better on YouTube, because I do them more. And it's not because I don't want to. It's just because it's not worth my time. And that's sad. It's sad that hate gets clicks. But I will never do that. I will always talk to you guys about what I'm hearing. I will talk to you guys about what I think. I will never go at anything with an agenda. And I think that's the only way to do it personally. I want this channel to project who I am to you guys. And I think that's why I've got a relatively good, really good, I've got a really, really good core of people that watch my videos that seem to like what I do, that really support us. And, you're quite good. Because that's the way I do it. I wish more YouTube channels were a little bit more honest about who they are and what they believe, instead of just doing videos to get clicks. I want clicks. I want people to see my stuff, obviously, or I wouldn't do it. But at the same time, I quite often do videos that I know no one will watch because I think it's important to say. And that's good too, right? At least you guys will watch it. Nobody will watch this video. Nobody. I bet you this video barely gets 1,500 views. Bet you. You know. But that's fine. If you happen to be one of the people who've never seen my stuff before and want to subscribe, please do, because you'll get to see loads of positive videos. No, you won't. But you'll get to see loads of me being at least honest about what I believe. So please subscribe, hit the like, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our videos. You can also become a member if you want to, and then that way you get to see a lot of our videos up to 24 hours before everybody else. Can't be bad either, right? So please, get into the comments, tell me what you think about what I'm saying. I'd love to know. It just seems to be the world we live in on social media, I think. But get into the comments. As always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.
Our tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.